Come, Nerevar, come! Today we will be breaking down Skyrim traps. No, not those traps, you degenerate Enwa! We are not in Akavir! We will be going over the different kinds of booby traps that are found in dungeons across the Enwa Nord homeland. We begin with physical traps, as they are the most common. Battering ram. A heavy log suspended from the ceiling, activated by a pressure plate or tripwire. It swings down to damage and knock back the victim. Primitive, but effective. However, it's easily avoided by anyone with a keen eye and a steady step. Bear trap. A simple metal jaw trap that snaps shut on the victim's leg, causing damage. It's more of a nuisance than a serious threat. Easily spotted and disarmed, it may also infect the victim with a disease. A small touch that amuses me. Bone chimes. Bones strung together that generate noise when touched, alerting nearby enemies. It's a crude alarm system, easily avoided by anyone with ears. However, it can be useful for disrupting the stealth of lesser beings. Ceiling spikes. A trap that impales the victim on rusty spikes when they step on a specific area. It's a bit more creative than the others, but still easily avoided. The damage can be significant, but it's nothing compared to the sixth house's power. Chorus cocoon. A large sack that releases a chorus hunter or fledgling when approached. It's a nasty surprise for the unwary, but the chorus are easily dispatched. I could use them to breed more powerful creatures for my ash vampires to ride. Crossbow mount. 3 crossbows aimed at a specific location, activated by a tripwire. It's a deadly trap, but it only fires once. It's a shame I cannot use it to unleash my divine wrath on the Nerevarine. Dart trap. A set of small tubes that fire a rapid volley of darts, causing physical damage, poison damage, or disease. It's a versatile trap, but it's often hidden and difficult to spot. The poison or disease is a nice touch, but it's nothing compared to the Corpus. Dwarven scuttle. A gold metal fixture on the wall that releases a dwarven spider or sphere when approached. It's a common sight in Dwemer ruins, but the automatons are easily dealt with. I could use them to guard my chambers in Red Mountain. Dwemer ballista. A large crossbow mounted on a stand that fires 3 missiles straight ahead. It's one of the deadliest traps in Skyrim, but it only fires once. It's a pity I cannot use it to destroy the Tribunal's forces. If you're enjoying this sermon, don't forget to raise your thumbs and subscribe to honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned, and write your thoughts down on the parchment down below. Without further delay, let's continue. Falling boulders. A wooden container overhead that releases several boulders when triggered. It's a simple but effective trap, especially against those who are slow or unaware. However, the boulders are easily avoided by anyone with a quick wit. Falmer pod. A fungus-like tunnel attached to the wall that releases a falmer when approached. It's a common sight in falmer-infested locations, but the falmer are no match for me. I could use them as test subjects for my experiments. Gargoyle statue. A statue that comes alive as a gargoyle when approached. It's a clever disguise, but the gargoyle is easily defeated. It's a shame I cannot use it to petrify my enemies. Infected bones. A dangling chain of sharp bones that causes physical damage and has a high chance of disease infection. It's a nasty trap, but the damage is minimal and the diseases are curable. It's nothing compared to the blight of the Corpus. Rotten planks. A series of wooden planks on the ground that break when stepped on, causing the victim to fall. It's a simple trap, but it can be effective in the right location. However, it's easily spotted by anyone who pays attention. Reekling barrel. An ordinary-looking barrel that contains a reekling. It's a surprise for those who love to loot barrels, but the reekling is easily defeated. It's a shame I cannot use it to unleash a horde of reeklings on the Tribunal. Skull ram. An enormous mammoth skull suspended from the ceiling that swings forward when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it only fires once. It's a pity I cannot use it to crush the false gods of Morrowind. Slicer. A Dwemer device with a series of blades that swing on a hinge to slice the victim. It's a deadly trap, but it's often placed in obvious locations. It's a shame I cannot use it to slice and dice the Nerevarine. Spear trap. A row of small holes in the wall, floor, or ceiling that fire spears when triggered. It's a common trap, but it's often difficult to avoid. The Falmer variety has a chance to cause disease. A small touch that pleases me. Spike pit. A pit with sharpened wooden stakes at the bottom. It's a simple but effective trap, especially in dark or narrow areas. However, it's easily avoided by anyone who is careful. Spike wall. A large metal grate with spikes that swings down or around when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it's often placed in obvious locations. It's a shame I cannot use it to impale the Nerevarine. Spinning blades. Blades hidden in a long channel that spring out when triggered. It's one of the deadliest traps in the game, capable of quickly killing anything that comes too close. It's a pity I cannot use it to shred the Tribunal's armies. Steam piston. A series of large round pistons on a wall that extend and push the victim when triggered. It's a versatile trap that can be used in various locations. However, it's easily avoided by anyone who is aware of their surroundings. Swinging blades. Large, pendulum-shaped blades, hidden in vertical channels that swing back and forth when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it can be avoided by sprinting or using shouts. It's a shame I cannot use it to dismember the Nerevarine. Swinging mace. A large, spiked metal ball suspended from the ceiling that swings downward when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it only fires once. It's a pity I cannot use it to smash the Tribunal's temples. Tentacles. Black tentacles that emerge from pools of water and attack the victim. It's a nasty surprise for those who venture into Apocrypha, but the tentacles are easily avoided. It's a shame I cannot use them to ensnare the Nerevarine. Trapdoor. A large grating in the floor that swings open when triggered, causing the victim to fall through. It's a simple but effective trap, especially in multi-level areas. However, it's easily avoided by anyone who is observant. We move on to magical traps, because of course, I am a god. How can you trap a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. If you were to try, though, magic would be your best bet. Darkness. Pools of damaging darkness found in Apocrypha. It's a dangerous trap for those who rely on sight, but it's easily avoided by using light sources. It's a shame I cannot use it to shroud Morrowind in eternal darkness. Elemental rune. A faintly glowing symbol that unleashes a blast of elemental energy when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it only fires once. It's a pity I cannot use it to unleash my volcanic fury on the Nerevarine. Flame spout trap. Slightly raised floor tiles that spout flames when stepped on. It's a dangerous trap, especially in enclosed spaces. However, it's easily avoided by anyone with a light step. Flamethrower statues. Statues with a small tube that shoots out a jet of flame when triggered. It's a deadly trap, but it's often placed in obvious locations. It's a shame I cannot use it to incinerate the Nerevarine. Flammable gas. A shimmering effect in the air that ignites when exposed to flame, causing an explosion. It's a dangerous trap, but it's easily avoided by anyone who is aware of their surroundings. It's a pity I cannot use it to engulf the Tribunal's cities in flames. Ideal Master Crystal. A glowing purple crystal that drains the victim's health when approached. It's a dangerous trap for those who venture into the soul cairn, but its effects can be mitigated by consuming soul husks. It's a shame I cannot use it to drain the Nerevarines' life force. Light. Areas of bright light in an extremely dark chamber that cause heavy damage when touched. It's a dangerous trap for those who are accustomed to darkness. but it's easily avoided by staying in the shadows. It's a pity I cannot use it to blind the Nerevarine. Oil slicks, oil lanterns, pools of oil that ignite when exposed to flame, causing fire damage. It's a versatile trap that can be used in various locations. However, it's easily avoided by anyone who is aware of their surroundings. It's a shame I cannot use it to set the Nerevarine ablaze. Poison bloom. Large plants that release a puff of poisonous gas when approached. It's a dangerous trap for those who are unaware of their surroundings, but it's easily avoided by keeping a distance. It's a pity I cannot use it to poison the Nerevarine. Poison gas. A green, smoke-like substance that fills an enclosed area and causes poison damage. It's a deadly trap, but it can be cleared by activating vents or using shouts. It's a shame I cannot use it to fill the Tribunal's cities with poison gas. Spellcaster trap. A soul gem on a pedestal that fires elemental spells at the victim when they come within range. It's a dangerous trap, but it's easily disabled by removing the soul gem. It's a pity I cannot use it to unleash my full magical potential on the Nerevarine. What do you mean I have been mean to you in this sermon, Nerevar? You were the one who has slayed me over and over again, and you are complaining that I am musing over the fact on how I can use these traps to destroy you. What a fool you are. Apologize in on the parchment down below immediately. We move on to natural hazards, because Mother Nature, or the false god Kine, Kinnereth, or whatever Enwas want to call her, can be quite the cruel mistress. Fire. A common sight in destroyed buildings and forges. It causes fire damage, but it's easily avoided by anyone with common sense. It's a shame I cannot use it to burn down the Tribunal's temples. Freezing water. Water in cold climates that causes health damage in survival mode. It's a nuisance for those who are unprepared, but it's easily avoided by staying out of the water. It's a pity I cannot use it to freeze the Nerevarine solid. Lava. A lake of molten rock that causes heavy fire damage. It's a dangerous hazard for those who venture into the Ethereum Forge, but it's easily avoided by staying on solid ground. It's a shame I cannot use it to melt the Nerevarines' flesh from their bones. Lightning. Bolts of lightning that strike randomly from the sky. It's a dangerous hazard for those who venture into the soul cairn, but it's mostly harmless unless you're struck directly. It's a pity I cannot use it to electrocute the Nerevarine. River rapids. Rapidly flowing sections of river that push the victim in the direction of flow. It's a harmless hazard, but it can be dangerous if you're swept over a waterfall. It's a shame I cannot use it to drown the Nerevarine. Wind. Powerful swirls of wind and snow that cause severe frost damage. It's a dangerous hazard for those who climb the throat of the world, but it can be temporarily dispelled with shouts. It's a shame I cannot use it to blow the Nerevarine off the mountain. Honor the sixth house and the tribe unmourned by raising your thumb, subscribing to my sermons, and writing on the parchment down below. Thank you to all Sixth House members and patrons for funding the operation of the Sixth House across Tamriel. I would like to thank the adoring fan Connor Runda and the current Sharmat Tanya Davis for your unwavering loyalty during these less productive times.